Alright guys, this video about the overfishing in Grand Banks in 1990s. Or I should say in around 20th century. Everything began in 1497. An explorer called Giovanni Cabot travels around Newfoundland, now called Grand Banks, and he finds there are full of fish here. At that time it's easy to catch them. And then after hundreds of years passed. Many fishermen live around this area. At that time it's still called Newfoundland. Those Canadian fishermen use gill and draft nets, long line and small trawlers to catch the fish, called Grand Bank cod. It's a kind of fish there, with around 200,000 tons per year. And at that time, the fish would able to reproduce this amount, which means every year they could get 200,000 tons of fish, and the environment won't be hurt by their fishing active. And then because of the technology improvement, the things change around 1900s. At that time, people start to use large trawlers and long lines. They pull the net back of the boat and draw them to catch more and more fish than ever before. The increased profit, the fishermen get more money, so they are more glad to catch fish. They are more glad to fishing. No one hates money, right? So here things become worse and worse. At that time, based on the international law, Canada only controls the fishing areas up to 12 miles off its coast, which means if you drive your boat out of 12 miles of the coast, you could catch whatever because it's not Canada's area. And then because of the technology improvement, as I say again, people could freezing those tons of fish after they caught them. Before this time, like here, people, if they catch 10 tons of fish, they will back to home. All these fish will not fresh and can't sell for money. And then they could freezing them on their boat so they could catch more. Then the amount of fish they took up to 4 times to 800,000 tons. Here, about 50 years ago, it's just 200,000 tons. And it still goes worse. By 1974, the same fishing intensity could only yield 300,000 tons of fish, which means they used the same way to catch fish and only got 300,000 tons. What it means? The fish become less. That's a directly answer. The fish become less. They catch too much. And then before they start protection in 1990s, 1994, scientific study make estimates shows that there are only 1% of the 1960s number of fish, or I should say less than 2,000 tons of breeding stock could remained. So here is a very important thing. Fishermen find that they catch the fish size is smaller, but scientific advancement that it's healthy to get 250,000 tons of fish as usual. I mentioned here in 19 before 1900, yeah, the stock of cod was able to reproduce 200,000 tons. But let's say on this graph, after they catch way too much around here, this area, if they catch 200,000 tons per year, it's of course it would hurt the environment. And that's all about the overfishing. Why? Techno is this should we say the technology improvement cause overfishing? No, of course no. Uh, but what do you think about this problem? You could say it's greedy, greedy for money. There are many reasons based on your side.